Hey, what's up, everyone? So this is gonna be a good map. Basically this is gonna be versus Soviet, and this map does. So I have an airport and they have an oil. So it's basically like oil versus airport, kind of, but that really doesn't make that significant of a difference.
New construction options. Construction complete. Unit ready.
It's annoying to deal with Soviets' conscript drops, but they had to deal with America's double paradrops. But if you remember that this is RA2, so
Construction complete.
double paradrops aren't as powerful.
New construction options. Building.
Oops, I actually didn't want to run into that miner.
Unit lost.
So I'm just scouting a little bit here.
Construction complete.
And
Building.
he sees me now.
New
He's scouting me.
options.
And now I kind of want to stretch to the next thing without moving to MCV, but sometimes
Unit lost.
it's a little bit hard to do sometimes. Sometimes you mess it up.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Unit reporting. Moving. Yes.
I didn't want to make an IV to walk that short distance. I wasn't going to eat him. I don't know why he made a flag truck.
Construction complete.
Really don't know why he made a flag truck. I guess he's just scared I'm going to eat him. I don't know.
Got the plans right here.
I didn't lame him, this guy, and I played this guy a few times. But this guy, his name is Showtime. He's really hard player to beat.
Unit ready.
He's like a monster, seriously. But anyway, see if I can put up a fight against him this time.
Unit reporting.
Sometimes I get nervous when I'm versus really good players, and I play worse than I usually do. This is like one of the
Construction complete.
really hard player to beat.
Destination,
Unit
Commander.
ready.
So anyway, I want to like harass this miner and then get out if he sees me. Then he sees me with the dog, so we get out of there.
Building.
He's gonna click lots and lots of tanks, and I take the hill advantage in case he comes after me at that little thingy. And notice there's a lot of hills in this map. There's a hill above a hill and then another hill above that hill.
Yes, sir.
Unit
So it's
ready.
kind of like
High speed, low drag.
a little bit interesting with the hills and stuff.
Reporting. Vehicle ready to go.
It's not just like a flat map where like certain maps,
Construction options.
like Golden Straight Freeway or something like that. It's not like that.
Forward.
And I want to harass his miners with
Unit ready.
3 tank split.
Vehicle ready.
Because 3 tanks is like the least amount that you could kill a miner with. Because 2 tanks to kill him, but it takes him a little bit longer.
Unit ready.
So I like to do a 3 tank split with allies.
Unit
You could do 2
reporting.
tanks with a Soviet
Securing position.
if you want.
On our way, sir. Securing
Construction
I don't want to engage right there.
Good to go.
If he wanted to come after me, I would have ran all the way back to my base right there.
Unit ready.
Securing position.
I want to kill this oil so he can't build off of the oil and he doesn't get the money from the
Unit
oil.
ready.
Only losing 3 tanks, I kill a miner and an oil. Good deal. Great deal. So,
Unit ready. Low power.
Vehicle ready. Good to go.
Structure
and I want to
sold.
split my miners.
Building.
Some top, some bottom.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Digging in. Ready to
Reinforcements
Commander.
ready.
High speed, low drag.
And still, he still is kind of strong to take for an head on.
Unit
Heads up.
Ready. Attacking.
You usually don't want to do Grizzly versus Rhinos heads up unless you got more dogs, you're using Rocketeers or something. Because you know Rhinos are stronger than Grizzlies, heads up. But the annoying thing is about Rattler 2, it's hard to get a lab.
Select
Because
target.
if you get a lab,
Unit lost.
the Mirage tanks build slower than the Grizzly tanks and the Rhino tanks.
Ready.
So I mean, it's good just to go no lab for a little bit until you get 2 war factories.
Ready.
Usually, sometimes 3,
Construction
but usually 2, I guess.
Building.
So I want to
Unit ready.
try to look for something to attack right here. I want to try to sneak over in this barracks, but I think those dogs are gonna get me. And if they didn't get me, I would have shot them and slowed everything down. We got paradrops up there too. I want to sneak up on something. But he's got sentry guns, so it's really like no
Instruments locked on. Ready to roll.
Construction
there's no
complete.
easy target with my GIs. Sentry gun to kill like most of them.
Unit ready.
On our way, sir.
Reinforcements ready.
Securing
Unit
position.
ready.
Outstanding.
Select target.
So I want to pile up some paradrops right there.
Ready.
Commander.
And notice how he has desolators. This guy's smart. He knows I'm paradropping the crap out of him, so he's just going desolators right
Unit
away.
ready.
Real smart of him.
Building.
Oh, and I didn't want to do that.
Reinforcements
Bound
ready.
forward.
I want to hit him with another split. And notice how he doesn't have the oil.
Target.
Squared away, sir.
So my economy looks like it's rolling. My economy is stronger than his economy.
Destination
But it doesn't mean I could just attack him and win right now. Look how many. Look at all those tanks clumped up right there. That's really, really strong.
Unit
I don't know how I kill his minus, mess up his oil, and he still has a decent army.
Unit
It
ready.
goes to show you that this guy's a really tough player.
Unit promoted.
Usually, if you get a minor that early, it's like I'm really ahead.
Unit lost.
I could bring all my tanks, like my new tanks with those tanks right there, and like
Unit ready.
maybe beat him right there, maybe. But it's risky, so I want to like
Aircraft reporting.
look for a better opportunity instead of clashing.
Instruments
Usually Rhino tanks win this.
Ready.
securing
Now force him to make some flak trucks right here and damage the crap out of his tanks. Now I wanted to keep shooting the desolators with planes, so my racketeers can move in, and it also makes him make more desolators and make more flak trucks, which means less Rhino tanks, and Rhino tanks are the thing that you're afraid of more than anything. I want to do a little split over there, and now he sees the split. No surprise this time. And plus he's probably a little bit more scouted.
Unit ready.
As a map, you see that's 2 tanks will beat just
Unit lost.
3 grizzly tanks because the miners do damage also to the tanks. Now here comes the lab.
Not deployed here. Unit ready.
Now I could make mirage tanks only. The only reason I can make mirage tanks is because I have 2 or more
Building.
war factories. Now when I just kill his, I really want to kill his desolators because I want to make some mirage. I really like. It's hard to split. It's hard to do anything when his desolators are around. That's why I like Yuri's Revenge when you have a battle fortress.
Unit ready.
But this is no battle fortress. Like this, I'm just like basically not gonna engage. I got half my tanks here, half my tanks there. I want to take the hell advantage.
Building.
But actually, even if I did have the hell advantage, I think I'd still lose right there. So let's get the hell out of there. And he actually doesn't want to chase me. He really doesn't want to chase me.
Construction complete.
Because remember, there's like hills all over the place. If he chases me, it might be bad for him.
Unit ready.
Oh, I actually did kill that miner on a run by. But I couldn't kill this tank. Those miners actually do damage. When there's that many miners clumped up,
Unit lost.
they actually do damage. So
Unit lost. Unit
those miners could fight back. I'm telling you. When there's that many in one spot, they could fight back. Chrono miners, on the other hand, can't. All they do is if you have 1 or 2 in random spots, they could beam back to safety. But when you get a lot of, ooh, that's not good right there.
Unit lost.
A lot of ore miners, they're dangerous.
Ready.
Now I want to take that hell advantage if he comes through the middle.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Training.
So yeah, actually I remember playing this. I was actually so distracted that I didn't really put much evidence to the spy. But it knows I have a spy right there. Look, I'm actually taking
Unit
a
ready.
couple of his tanks that took the wrong path.
Select.
I gotta combine my grizzly tanks on my mirage tanks, so I'm gonna lose easily. If I could get some splash damage in with my prism tanks, I'll be in good shape right here. And this is kind of really tense situation right here.
Ore
I
miner.
know tons of pressure right here.
Base is under attack.
And notice how they're so fast that it's hard to control the Rhino tanks. They're like real fast, hard to deal with. And I actually wish I got my MCV out of there and knows how it's vulnerable right now. But look, no, but one thing about my thing, my
Unit
prism tanks are behind all the buildings and other tanks, so I'm getting free splash damage on them. I think it takes maybe I don't know how many zaps it takes to kill a Rhino tank. Probably like 7, maybe 8. But just 1. Every splash damage you get is a big deal.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
And I actually didn't have perfect tank control right there. Notice how my one prism tank is not in, but my tank control for the majority of my army right there was decent.
Unit
And I actually clean sweeped him right there. I killed all his tanks. That's amazing. He only has what, 6, 7 right there. Look, I'm pumping out tanks. I lost my MCV, but who really cares at this point? I got an ore purifier. Looks I'm in good shape to win the game right now.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
But actually, I kind of wanted to finish this guy right away.
Unit ready.
Oh, and I could have killed that desolator right before it melted.
Unit ready.
It desolated.
Unit
Now I want to go out of this. Try to chop his base down. I gotta finish him off. Notice how this guy, he has a good economy. And I was more scared of the barracks because of a desolator popping out. But notice how the sentry guns are slowing me down.
Unit ready. Building.
And you remember how I told you guys And I actually walked my spy up by accident.
Unit
That was actually
lost.
really stupid that I
Ready.
ran it right into the
Unit
sentry
lost.
gun. It was too obvious right there.
Yes, sir. Bound forward.
Unit lost. Unit promoted.
Now when I get some fresh ore up there.
Reinforcements ready. Training.
Okay, now here's one of the mistakes I made. I made too many prism tanks. This is one of them, like the most like basic things. I guess it's one of the most fundamental things. Don't make prism tanks unless you have other types of tanks to support them.
Unit
And I
ready.
made way too high of a ratio of prism tanks right here. But let's see if I could still probably pull it off. We'll see.
Ore miner under attack.
And now he's making apocalypse tanks. What the hell?
On our way, sir.
No, actually, I don't even think I seen that split right there. I don't even know. I was more worried about something else, I think. Now look at all these prisms, but look, how am I gonna beat these desolators? They melt the crap out of you.
Unit ready. Ore miner under attack.
And I should have just pumped out. I should have spammed a couple mirage tanks and just all grizzly tanks right
Unit
here.
ready. Our base is under
Way too high of a ratio of.
Unit lost.
But the one thing is, I could blow up buildings with these prism tanks, but I cannot kill these. Where the desolators are, I can't really do much where the desolators are.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
And you notice that if you spend the same amount of money on
Unit lost.
mirage tanks are actually better than apocalypse tanks. But
Unit lost.
if apocalypse tanks are
Unit ready.
with desolators, the desolators are way stronger. Desolators with apocalypse is called Deso Apocarush. I don't know if you guys seen some of my videos. Some of you are new subscribers or you haven't played Red Alert 2 enough to see it, but Deso Apoc is one of the most feared thing in Red Alert 2, and this is what this guy's starting to do.
Unit ready.
Now I'm starting to realize, man, I have him damaged. He's hurt. He's hurt bad, but he's not dead.
Unit ready.
He's rebuilding, and he has a lot of miners. Not dead plus a lot of miners equals trouble. Kill him fast. I gotta kill him fast. Now I see the MCV. I'm like, I don't want him to expand. He's not expanding. I'm gonna kill it. But actually dove at it right
Unit
there,
lost.
and then I unnecessarily lost a lot of tanks.
Unit promoted.
And I probably could have got it. Like, I was just so desperate. I seen the MCV. I was like, I just went for it. Like I don't know, like just kind of like a dog. You ever see like a dog like just attack somebody, just like, they just go for it? I mean, I just seen it and went for it, and I mean, I didn't really think about the fact that I could have just went around it, run around all those desolators, and not dove and hurt myself to kill that MCV. I lost a couple mirage tanks. Those mirage tanks are important
Unit lost.
to help me fight the desolators, but I can only fight the apocalypse tanks if there's no desolators around.
Target.
Remember, mirage are better
Unit
than
ready.
apocalypse tanks. Not one-on-one, of course.
Unit
Like,
ready.
but like if you spend like say $10,000 versus $10,000, the mirage tanks will destroy the apocalypse tanks. But
Unit ready.
if you just have a few apocalypse tanks, they're gonna beat the mirage tanks versus a few mirage tanks.
Unit ready.
Overall, the mirage, I say mirage. I say, you know, I can't say one's better than the other, mirage or apocalypse tanks. But if you notice, this game combined with desolators, there's really nothing I could do to stop it. Well, I mean, I don't want to say nothing I could do, but I talked on the forum to this guy, and the forum and in the lobby. Some people say, you know, you spam racketeers, do this, do that, but yeah, there's things you could do, but like, he doesn't really have that many apocalypse tanks. But just a few, like 10 apocalypse tanks, is like, it's like an entire army. It's like 30 rhino tanks or something. The only weakness is that they're slow and they have less range,
Unit ready.
and that's the reason why mirage tanks beat apocalypse tanks, is because of the range. Mirage tanks have so much range, it's ridiculous. Not as much as prism tanks, but
Unit ready. Select target.
the range is still awesome.
Unit
But you can't really
ready.
compare them because mirage tanks can hold their own. Prism tanks can't hold their own alone. Prism tanks alone are not that strong. But prism tanks with other tanks. And now I was like trying to. I start making grizzly tanks, and notice how
Unit lost.
grizzly tanks just can't not
Unit
fight
lost.
apocalypse tanks. Look at this.
Unit ready.
And I only had one war factory because I lost my MC. I think
Unit ready.
if I didn't lose my MCV, I'd be in a lot better shape. Look, I have $12,000. I could just. I would probably. Actually, I do have 2 war factories. What am I
Unit
talking
lost.
about? And this, see that elite apocalypse tank? You really can't kill that thing.
Unit lost.
if you 8 planes, if I had two
Unit
two
ready.
airports with 8 planes, I wouldn't
Unit
kill it.
lost.
Destination commander?
Now look at this.
Ore miner under
I really have no units to stop it.
Unit lost.
I mean, all I could really do is make a Tanya inside IFV, but
Unit lost.
I'd probably need 4 war factories, and I kept my MCV. Remember when I lost that one fight before? I mean, I won the fight before, but I lost my MCV.
Unit
Now it's starting to
lost.
catch up to me, losing your MCV.
Unit
I did
lost.
for his MCV, but at that
Unit
point,
ready.
you know, the only thing I really made him do was long distance mine.
Select
He has
target.
all the stuff he needs, and I'm starting to lose the game now.
Ore miner under attack.
I had to. I
Unit
probably
lost.
could have finished him off if I didn't make all this like. Honestly, I made a stupid mistake, but
Our base is under attack.
if I did kill him with those prism tanks, I would have looked like a genius. Seriously, like it made like 7 prism tanks. You could do that versus versus allies, but not versus Soviet.
Attack.
But if you would make all prism tanks and notice the vulnerabilities, and you just somehow kill them even though they have vulnerabilities, you look like a genius if you just make like mass prism tanks. But this time I didn't look like a genius. I looked like an idiot because it didn't work. So,
Base is under attack.
but this is a really tough player. So I mean, I really don't feel ashamed losing to this player because he's really